We're back again as we get ourselves into the draft of our second best of 3 of the day. The second semi-final, Execration taking on Rave here for the ESL 1 Genting qualifiers. We got ourselves already very quickly through the first ban phase, and I can welcome in my co-caster, Lumi. We see our favourite hero once again. Ogre comes through, first pick for Execration.
There might be a little bit of sarcasm in that phrase, but I personally don't mind seeing Ogre because he definitely makes the early game pretty exciting to watch. He's always running up to people's face, punching people, and of course he's winning lanes while doing so. So that's why we see teams pick it up so early. I do have to ask you, I guess for myself and for the sake of viewers who might not have seen the other Rave games, how is this team? What do they do, and are they good?
They actually looked pretty good. I went into that series not expecting too much. Like, their team has like two kind of known people. You know, Tim's used to play for Execration, and Fly Solo played for Rave back last year, and then has come back onto the team. The other three are relatively new players. Abing kind of surprised us all. He has a very good Meepo. We honestly were casting that series and we're like, Abing is the new Abed. You know, he was that good. He carried Rave through the series and carried them through the game. But it's not all about them. They seem to have, you know, good drafts. They seem to know how to win lanes, and honestly, they seem to know how to win games. They've got good ideas behind their strategies, and they don't struggle to like close out a game when they have an early lead or anything like that. But they are up against Execration now. You know, Filipino against Filipino teams here. Both of them do like to pull out the Meepo from time to time. Rave, of course, with second pick, remove it out from under their feet. But Execration, they've had some struggles recently with some of the things that Rave have done well with, you know, sort of team cohesion, stuff like that.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, I think when your team is a bit soft in terms of coordination, having a bat rider in particular really helps out a lot, because when your bat rider jumps in Last of Us 1, it's very clear in terms of what your team needs to be doing. You go jump and focus that target. A Lich being a pickup here. So there is some particular thought about quote-unquote the Ogre counter. People talk about Jakiro, Undying. Lich is actually always there in contention as well, because early game Frost Armor is quite legit in terms of cutting down a lot of Ogre's right clicks. But more importantly, the ability to kind of take the lane from Ogre simply by just taking experience from the lane. There's not much Ogre could do about that. So we haven't actually seen any teams try this except Rave first phase picking it.
Yeah.
I like this start. I really like it.
It's pretty interesting from them. We also saw the Abing Slark the other day, which is probably why Execration removed it out. And this was the guy that I was talking about earlier that went, he went Treads, Aquila, Echo Saber, and then Blink. And he like owned people. It was a really kind of weird Blink game. I think he was like against Bat Rider and all sorts of heroes that had sort of splash and spill damage and damage over time, but did really well on the hero. And of course, Execration, removing out of the pool, have done a little bit of research here. It's always nice to see, you know, even if it's only going back a couple of series or a couple of games, they've gone back and seen, right, Rave, this is what you've done in this qualifier, this is what you've been good with, and I wouldn't be surprised to see like maybe the Rubik removed or something like that, because Tim's on that Rubik did an immense job against Signature Trust. We've seen, honestly, we've seen a lot of great Rubik plays this qualifier, right? We had Seal yesterday. Who's the player that played Rubik really well? Febby, of course, yeah. We had Febby doing really great job against that puck. But yeah, Southeast Asian teams have been pulling out Rubiks, you know, left and right, and really doing an exceptional job. But Juggernaut will be the choice for Execration. I guess more of a solid ban there.
Execration's turn to pick.
Veno for the third pick. Always hard to tell what kind of Veno this is. We've seen teams like EG it running as a carry, although they've ran it as a support recently as well. Could be a jungler, be an off lane. Who knows? Could be a support. I have no idea. But one thing I will actually bring to the game, regardless of what role he is that the wards are actually very annoying for Bat Rider to work against. Unless you're in a smoke of deceit, those wards will just, you know, see you and cancel your blink dagger. And Oh god. Is this a pushing strat?
I like how we both have the same reaction. Oh god, it looks like it might be. I want to go back to the Veno. I don't know if you caught the game Wings against EG game 1, where Zai was playing the Veno in kind of a jungle role.
Yeah, I saw the tree
Yeah.
smacking him.
The treant like sniped
10
courier,
seconds
killed 7
remaining.
plague wards. It was just disgusting, honestly. It was absolutely disgusting. But unlikely that Execration go for a tree. Instead, they'll have the 3/4/3 Omni Knight. It looks like. But Pugna, Veno, Lich, and Timbersaw, all kind of, high tempo heroes. Once they get a couple of levels under their belt, 10 minutes in, they'll start running towards these towers and causing all kinds of havoc.
10
Well,
seconds
Execration,
remaining.
they do have a bit of a slower ramp-up time. Bat needs to farm jungle,
5
farm lane,
seconds
get his blink
remaining.
dagger. I think one thing to look out for here, though, is Rave have a lot of squishies, right?
Reserve
Lich, Veno,
time.
Pugna, all very squishy heroes, but they've all got slows. They've all got good ways of kiting the bat, who relies heavily on his movement speed pre-blink.
Yeah. I'm just not sure about the Omni picked into this kind of very aggressive pushing lineup. I guess we say it's pushing, but it's just only the Pugna, maybe with a couple of Venom wards up. The other concern, which I believe you mentioned, is how exactly are they going to protect the Pugna?
Question.
At least from the Batrider lasso.
I do wonder where they put that. Like, you mentioned that Veno can go anywhere, but it's still sticking in the back of my head. I don't think this is going to be a Veno support. Like, it doesn't feel like a Veno support game.
Turn to ban.
Do you put like Pugna mid, Timber safe, and like Veno plus Lich dual off lane, and you have that really nasty Frost Blast and Poison Sting just right clicking into people? Difficult to draft against though when you're not
10
100%
seconds
sure where any of these heroes
Yeah.
are going really.
Pugna actually could be played as a support as well. The Chinese teams do tend to do that from time to time. Definitely a lot riskier when it comes to compared to the core Pugna, but it can be done.
Whereas Execration, it's a little more obvious what they're doing. OD can go safe lane, but 9 times out of 10 he'll be towards the mid. Back can be off lane. Aggressive tri-lane's not really an option here for Execration, I don't feel. Omni Knight will kind of just be sitting behind one of these heroes. They'll likely be looking for someone to kind of de-push and clear out these waves that get shoved in.
10 seconds
You know what's really
remaining.
good here? I think it's Lone Druid.
Oh yeah.
It's a hero that could actually
5
walk up
seconds
and be
remaining.
ultra tanky. You could clear the Pugna ward very easily. And once Radiance comes online, like these
Reserve time.
squishy ass supports, Lich, Veno, Pugna, like they have troubles. Granted, yes, Pugna can life drain the bear, but that's what you have Omni Knight for. So, I mean, it's such a weird pick. I don't know if Abed has ever played Lone Druid or practiced it for a professional game. But that would be a good pick here, in my opinion.
Lone Druid with a repelled Spirit Bear. That could be nice.
And Bloodlust.
Oh god,
Forget
yeah.
about that.
Oh, it's gonna be the Razor. I guess with Plasma Field you can hold out on these pushes, but the creeps are one problem. The Plague Wards and Pugna Wards are a different one. Rave. What on earth did you go for as your final pick? You've got Timber to
10
kind of tank the
seconds
tower. He can be
remaining.
that front liner. I don't have a great hero to sort of catch
5
people, but I
seconds
guess if you're doing, kind of continual sustained pushes, you don't necessarily need a hero that
Maybe
can
they
go in
pick
and
Lone
dive.
Druid.
Lone Druid themselves. I mean, we used to see LD against the OD in 1v1 matchups a fair amount, but
Oh, God.
god, here we go. Rave have decided
I like this. Good cheese. Good cheese.
this is a carry Veno, Lumi.
Yeah.
This is a
I
one.
mean, that's how Ortiz played it for EG, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before Zai took it over, so it's definitely doable. You just kind of get fast mech for your team, although Kevs could be getting it for the team as well. And then you go.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So WHPH,
I really like this.
he's their offlaner, so it's going to be offlane Timber and mid Pugna, I believe, unless they swap like Veno and Pugna around. But I think safe lane Veno. So you've got like Timberlich dual offlane, then Veno Shadow Shaman on that safe lane against the Batrider, Pugna mid. It's going to be some
10
nasty stuff.
seconds
Execration. Of course, if they can kind of weather the storm, you maybe sack
5
your tier
seconds
1s and
remaining.
just say, okay, Rave, you can have them for now. Once they get their items in Execration...
No. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You can't sack your tier 1.
No?
I mean, you're gonna have... Well, they just push so fast, right? The strength of Shadow Shaman is if they don't see a team defending your tier 1, he just doesn't put down his ward. So then he just goes to tier 2 and does the same thing. Like, you have to actually force him to put down the ward. You have to actually kill the wards and then try to stop the push there. But again, like, this is like a suicidal push. And I like, this game is going to be very, very fun to watch because, you know, the push that you see now there, like the Terrorblade, the watch. I'm already excited.
Like, can you... My big problem is, like, the reason I said that was I struggle to see scenarios in which Execration can, like, contest tier 1s in the first 10 minutes. They don't have heroes that, like, do stuff.
Okay, so I guess your point is they don't defend well, right? Which
Yeah.
I do agree with you. They don't defend well, but
they
at
have
least
to.
you force out the Rasa cooldown. You don't let him, you know, just freely hit your tower without putting on the ward. And once you do force out the cooldown, you pop a glyph, you make them at least waste a bunch of mana as well. And then by defending that first tower, you slow down the push for the second tower, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You semi-contest, like you go as like 3, maybe 4 heroes, like you have 3 people set up, you TP a 4th in to try and, force a bit of a skirmish, force the Serpent Wards down, then bail out, while you have 1 hero like split farming somewhere else, getting value out of the map at the very least.
Right, and this Blink Dagger timing is crucial. I think DJ technically could go for a drums game, because if you bloodlust the Razor, if you bloodlust the Batrider, and then you pop a drums, like they could all run in. That's one of the weakness of this Rave lineup is they don't deal very well with a team that's running straight at you. This lineup is more so about like plopping down all your wards and just everybody stand there and watch the wards take the building. So early drum spurts, either on the Batrider or on the Razor is going to be very key, or even on the OD.
Or on all 3. Everyone gets some drums.
Everyone be popping drums.
Everyone popping drums. Oh, let's get ourselves into game. Tim's Shadow Shaman not gonna smoke up. So the TP and 2 Observer Wards heads towards the mid lane. PH Timbersaw will be heading up towards top as well. Or Kev's Pugna. Your mid laner probably facing up against Abed's Razor, it looks like. So it will be the OD safe lane as he's picked himself up. 4 tangos. 2 sets of tangos and 4 branches. Tapping Venomancer. And bot lane is going to be dealing, looks like with Chemo rotating in very early on after that TP, and DJ's Batrider. This aggressive dual lane could cause a few little issues, especially the first couple of levels. Like I said, the squishy heroes of Rave, not the best at standing their ground and fighting, at least for the first 5 minutes or so. They definitely need the momentum to be on their side.
You know what the funny thing is? Yesterday we saw a team, Next Gen, Vietnam, they picked 4 cores. Like right now they have 4 supports. See Dota, guys. It's something new every day.
Even Timbersaw's not like a hard carry or a full carry or anything. He does a lot of damage.
He's the off lane, right? So.
See what Pugna can do. Ether Lens plus Aghanims on the Pugna is a disgusting thing to witness, honestly. It's draining and giving life back to people. How is Execration set up? So 3-4-3 on the Omni Knight. Like he'll be moving between the top and the mid lane at the very least. Not holding onto a TP just yet, but has the money for it. In case he needs to come in and play reactively. It's going to be a Runa piece though. Execration might consider contesting the bottom one. DJ could go for Firefly, but they see the 3 heroes there of Rave, and they think, nope, with Shackle and Blast and potentially a Venomous Gale, not worth going in for that. So they'll trade off 1 for 1. The big thing here is though that Execration, neither of the mid laners actually have anyone blocking the way for them.
Well, then it's even, right? Nobody needs to block.
It's better for Diresog because they got top rune.
I guess so, yeah.
Just the top rune a bit closer to that mid lane. So Abed gets a slightly better block. I guess a much better block, seeing as the range creep's already gone down. He's going to have pick of the litter there for his last hits.
Pugna's one of those heroes that don't really care about blocks, though. He just kind of, I mean, he by nature will push the wave because of his blast, so.
To make sure that he gets these range creeps in, though. There's a static link from Abed. Runs straight forward into Kev's here, just forcing him back and draining all that physical damage away. Pugna, she's saying, kind of relies on his blast, but He's got a decent amount of base damage as well. You know, the right clicks are nothing to scoff at. Especially with a Null Talisman and a Fairy Fire, just throwing them into our bed there. How's this aggressive dual lane doing? DJ, as well as Chemo, have dragged the wave across and forced Abbing to actually try and last it on the tower, which Venomancer just does not do at all, right? Pretty poor base damage, doesn't really buy Quelling Blade or anything like that.
Maybe he should, dude.
So, time to buy Iron Talon on every hero. Safe. We've been seeing it on Slarks, you know, Nagastar and Alchemist. It's not just offlaners now, you know, mid laners and safe laners have been buying it a fair amount, especially if they just want to go back into the jungle, give their support level 6 in lane.
I think he's rushing for Ring of Aquila for that +2 armor when they're pushing. And that's gonna give him the damage once he has that item, so. I mean, in fact, he could upgrade that Ring of Faceless right now, and that's what, +6, +7? That should help him out.
Oh dear. Just caught the edge of that. Outworld Devourer used his Astral already. Looks like it was on a creep wave, and 3 HPH with Fly Solo, realizing 343 is nowhere to be seen, gets the top bounty rune, but losing your OD there. Early advantage goes the way of Rave.
Well, Chemo has a double damage here. Don't have Ignite just yet. But I think with Bloodlust, you could just kind of punch him down. Bloodlust is running out. He needs to recast it.
Abed.
Go.
Round boot.
He's hitting for 110. What is that?
63 plus 63. Not bad, Mr. Ogre. Kevs, he will be able to walk it off. He's got himself a salve as well.
Man, if Ogre had 2 there, that was a kill. Actually, maybe not. Like, he banished him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his bottle coming out to him as well over on Kevs, so we have to regen back up through that one, and it's a magic wand, not the Ring of Basilius, brought up by Abbing. I guess the Batrider, the sticky napalm charges do stack up a fair amount. Just get that burst regen to come out onto you. There's just so much room for DJ, you know. He's got 14 CS, he's level 4. Chemo has been able to rotate and pressure mid lane as well. Both of these lanes are going well for Execration, both mid and bottom. Top lane, sure enough, you lost your OD, but Gabby's still seeing CSing relatively effectively, and actually going to rotate down towards bottom because Chemo and DJ have dived over the tier 1 tower. Abbing 2 points in the Plague Ward, none in Gale, so DJ just fireflies over with a sticky napalm stacking up over onto them. Chemo looks like will be able to escape back down towards this bottom rune spot.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah, so one of the most dangerous thing is to tower dive a Shadow Shaman, because if you don't actually get the kill, and if you decide to turn around, you could easily turn around and get a shackle onto you. In fact, there is a shackle into the river right now. Fly Solo does have another Nova. I don't think they have enough to actually get this kill. Venom needs to come in place and start dropping them wards. In fact, DJ Fireflies now up to the high ground. In fact, going for a kill onto Shadow Shaman. And, oh, the turnaround shackle. That's kind of what I meant. There's that Gale. Not gonna be the kill, but did take down the Lich before dying, so that's still pretty good here for the Batrider.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, DJ maybe could have held onto his stick charge a little bit longer. He had 5 coming off cooldown like a second and a half just after he died. Regardless, Ogre denies himself the neutrals and is straight back down to his bottom lane. Abbing pushes very far forward and doesn't know the Chemo is coming in from behind with the sticky napalms coming down. Venomancer and Bloodlust with an ignite. Chemo doesn't go for it, still biding his time. They don't know where the other 2 supports are. I mean, of course, we can
They want more napalm charges first.
Ah, okay. That's what they're going for. Oh, ignite up on Abbing. His stick was pretty full there. There's still Firefly Cross, but this is the slow effect. DJ, with the Venomous Gale onto him, cannot keep up pace with the Venomancer. Now they turn back to fight up against the Bat Abbing. The right clicks come through, but DJ has a stick of his own. And Chemo walk back through the fire of his teammate. Like, still been a little bit of trouble here as Tims and Fly Solo, they cut off the retreat. The path has been closed by a Plague Ward, and the Ogre Magi just slowed into oblivion. Like, this is kind of what I said during the draft, all these slows, like, sure enough, they're squishy heroes. Rasta, Lich, Veno, they are easy to kill on paper, but if the Bat gets slowed and doesn't get on top of them, he just cannot keep up.
Yep. I mean, you saw they tried their attempts with that kind of Brave Man Shackle, just like was tanking the Ogre while shackling the enemy hero.
Oh, Abed, Kevs, one more hit was all he needed. Get the final touch. Pugna salve with a bottle, heals himself back up.
I'm actually quite impressed how Kev is doing quite okay in this lane. At least on the CS wise, right? He's been backstabbed multiple times. He's always constantly low in terms of HP, but Pugna Blast, we'll let you push the wave. In fact, I think he'll get zoned out from the rune. For 3 is here to help him out.
Deep grab. Purification. Blast comes through, but Tim's cancels the shackle early with a static link back onto the Pugner. I don't know if they turned to kill the Rasta. They've decided that Kevin is a bigger target, and of course he's not TPing. He can't escape. He decrypts himself, but in the end, I think Abed will just crack the whip one more time and finish him off.
I think Kev is really not respecting that link. Like, every time I look in that lane, he's allowing the Razor to walk straight up to him and just get off a link that has, I don't know, plus 60 damage. In that case, 100 damage. You know, Pugna doesn't have the highest HP to start with. The link is doing him good.
Sure is. How's Gabby doing on top lane? Leading the CS. Under a little bit of pressure there from the Timber Storm, but DJ's arrived. The Timber Chain gets WHPH a little bit further away, but with a sticky napalm down, and all this mana being taken away, he tries to turn and fight, but I don't know, he might be able to escape from this. DJ trying to actually catch up to him, but another man going to Timber Chain, and Timber Storm managed to get away.
Casually walking out, it's fine. Meanwhile, a Bing on bottom lane, starting to stack the wards up. He does have that Ring of Aquila now, turning it on, and the siege begins. Unfortunately, this is like the slowest siege ever, and Ogre is able to take a ton of experience under that tower. Oh, Gale will hit on Chemo. They're not gonna go on to that one. Bing really wants to protect that truck, but the truck go down to the tower shots.
I've still got like a full creep wave. Nice little efficiency play there by Abbing as well. Drops his Aquila, pops the wand, keeps his Plague Wards going. The Glyph is forced out here from Execration. This is where you start to look at, you know, Tim's is closing on that level 6. He's 4.5 right now. Get a few levels under his belt to get the Serpent Wards up, but it's going to be the first tier 1 of the game. Oh, Chemo deny. Yeah, got it. That's the one.
I'm disappointed. Bing needed to like box drag his wards and then just like S cancel for days and then get the tower lasted. But it's good. But against a pushing lineup, especially like this one, any kind of tower deny is pretty big. Because this lineup needs to get those tower kills and build mech, right? Because they're already in a big disadvantage when it comes to experience. You group up so much, you need to have big items to kind of make up for it. So any tower deny is pretty nice.
Tower is under attack.
3 heroes in the bottom lane. They've moved the Pugner in as well. This is under where I thought the OD would get a little bit of room to breathe, but with the Lich Timber Sword is constantly applying pressure. They're not doing the full 5-man. They feel strong enough with just the 3 down here. Execration.
Yeah.
Like on the flip side, this might give them the impetus to actually go and like fully contest what they're doing. Either go and find a fight up the top where they'll be like 4v2, or go and kill off the squishies at bottom lane. They're getting ready and prepped. Moving towards mid though, expecting a TP in. They ping it out, but Tim's a little bit too far behind. I guess now they know the Shadow Shaman has retreated. There are TP scrolls on both the Pugner and the Venomancer, but they're not expecting the backstab. They drop an item, but they pick it back straight up. In comes the lasso and Purification down onto the poor little Veno with the Pugner dropping straight after, and you can see how quickly these heroes fall.
Yeah, and that's the danger when you don't have all 5 in that push. But I don't think the tier 2 was in danger ever to dying there, so kind of just 2 kills. And the benefit of you actually pushing so deep and dying there for Team Rave is that your towers are actually not in much danger. So
it looked like the plan was, Tim said, I'm going to go get level 6 mid, you guys should be kind of back off. And then they didn't TP straight away. You could see them kind of hiding in the trees, maybe thinking about retreating, thinking about TPing out. Just a little bit too slow in the decision making, hesitation. Not working out for Rave at this point. As we take a look, Dire team doing pretty well on net worth. So there's the first tower taken by the Radiant actually up on top. Converging up towards this area. Execration have swung down to the tier 1 bottom lane though. And talk about the actual aggressive pushing power of Rave. They have good ways of defending against Execration when they push in.
yeah, they have Nano wards. And they have frost armor on the tower, so.
But you need to sort of prep that. You can't reactively be like, oh, they're on our tower, we come in now. You've got to be there before they actually get in. So instead they go for the Serpent Wards on mid. Level 6 from Tim's will bit of damage. The Nether Blast doesn't land.
Look at
And
it
the
deny.
tower deny. Oh god, no, Gabby. Not how it works. Hex onto DJ, destroys lasso, and he jumps himself forward with a razor standing on the back. Kev slams the decrepit life drains back, but it's not enough. They kill off two within an instant of each other. And once again, Rave just a little bit too aggressive.
Bats has the drum, so they just pop it whenever they see heroes. These kind of lineup is very slow and immobile. In fact, Fly Solo on the bottom lane might just go down here. Firefly not ready just yet, but there is that Flame Break. Lich doesn't have that TP, so even the Flame Break nerf would not help him.
And it's a level
Solo
6
drums.
level 6 Lich without ultimate. Thoughts?
I think not having ultimate right now is okay, but he'll need it when they group up and push. Okay. Like when the team fights actually have starts. Like having that point into cross armor is very, very nice right now.
That's true. I'm going to try to go into DJ. Flame Break will delay this with a big charge, just keeping him alive for now at the very least, but the Hex comes through and the final click in. PH takes the killing spree, while Chemo wants a little bit of vengeance there, but mid lane Abed, he realizes with poison overexpended, there's no real reason to just continually contest Abbing. Forced a big ultimate out here of the Radiant team.
Yep.
To Fountain he goes.
By the way, I want to point out that Chemo has really adjusted his skill build very nicely for this game. Max Bloodlust by 7. You don't normally see it, but put that on the tower and it will defend itself, or at least try to.
That attack speed from that, that's ridiculous! What? 12 minutes in and the tower. Oh my
Look at that.
God.
Yeah. It's no joke.
That's insane. Okay. Okay, Rave. This is where moment of truth comes in. Gabby, he crept like he's okay now, and he will be aiming towards that safe lane build of Veil into Hood, but Chemo's caught by the Chain Frost, and Gabby answers himself on the back. The static link comes through, and Tim changes focus onto the Rave. The lasso's down, they've killed off one already with Purification. They turn back onto the second. 3 heroes of Rave have died, and it looks like it just might be a rout as Timbersaw chain TPs, and the Astral from Gabby's there to stop it. There's perfect from Execration, reacting to what Rave are doing. They don't lose anything but their tier 2.
Remember when I said this lineup's a suicidal push lineup? This is the reason why, right? Like, they're good at taking the tower, but they're not good at doing anything else. Having mech will help, but Venomancer, despite being a safe lane position, does not have it. They need like mech type, maybe even Crimson Guard. Like, they just need all the defensive pushing items. They don't have anything. This tower is denied. They're not farming well. In fact, if you look at to network, despite having so many tower kills, top of network is still the only.
And then you've got Lich down at the bottom. Poor little Lich, even with his sacrifice. Down below the Ogre. And, you know, we're looking at this and thinking, well, Rave have taken down a tier 2 and 3 tier 1s. How many towers have Execration taken? 0. This is gold, like, waiting in the bank for them to come and collect.
Yep.
And the deficit may not be apparent right now, but definitely will be in the coming 6 minutes or so. As we get towards the 20-minute mark, and Rave feels a bit desperate, smoking into the jungle, get some deep wards down. There's a good lane ward there, actually scouting out DJ. I think they'll notice that Gabby's coming in, the sandwich will maybe land onto Gabby and DJ, the lovely meat filling, but they go onto the HPH. Let it clear him up, they drop the Sandy's Eclipse, and Gabby's still alive after getting the kill. Batrider finds a secure on that, but the Plague Ward blocks the retreat, and Gabby finally dies. But that has given Batrider a 15-minute blink. A 1-for-1 trade is never what Rave wants, even if it is the OD over an Execration. You know, the 3rd highest net worth hero on Execration, but the 4th highest in the game. It's still not advantageous for them.
Yeah, that kill took so long that look at bottom. Abed's already pushing it. Look at mid. Ogre's already pushing it, and they might eventually get this tier 2 tower, but it's just not a very clean kill. Alright, backdoor protection is up, so Kev's blasts are not doing much.
And you don't want to drop them, right? You don't want to, but it looks like you have to. Cure the tower.
They don't feel safe enough just to walk up and hit the building, and Serpent Ward is actually doing the big bulk of the damage. DJ with his blink could easily isolate anybody. In fact, even with the Serpent Ward being dropped, they have to back off, and DJ looking to pick off some stragglers. Tower will likely get denied here again.
Ooh.
Yep.
3-4-3 gets it. Even more. I wish there was a way. I wish there was like a graph or a chart you could bring up in Dota to see how much gold was lost through denies.
Bottom, a bed. Trying to make some plays here. He does have a Pudge travel, so he's moving quite fast, and 17 wand charges. I don't think they actually get this kill a bit though. That around actually. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the 168 damage.
There we go. He might get some more here. He's got another static link. More stick charges coming up soon. And Kev's...
He's got infused raindrops. He's fine, actually. He's like just baiting. Look at how much time he's wasting.
In the meantime, we missed out on a kill on top lane. Venomancer dies to the OD as well as DJ. Looks like it was a blink lasso or something like that from Batrider. And now this is where the tier 1s start to fall from Rave. Chemo 343, the two supports, bloodlusting each other up and getting into the tier 1. Stuck in there. The TP from Tim's, it lands. Well, 343 keeps them safe and, well, Ignite a multicast of that Fire Blast from Chemo. Forces back the Shadow Shaman and Razor arrives to the battle, and Gabby with DJ, they can both converge on this mid lane as well.
Yep. Even though this lineup from Execration doesn't look like they're defending, like they could defend tower well, they really can. We talked about Chemo's max bloodlust build, but also look over to Gabby when he has a Veil first. If you Veil a creep wave, a single Astral auto kills entire creep wave. So I think yesterday we saw him go like Veil Hood. He might go for it here again, or he could go for the standard 4-staff. I really like Veil Hood though. Like, he already does enough damage to these kind of squishy lineup. All he has to worry about is pushing out the wave and surviving.
Observable sees him with 4 heroes from Rave. Moving in with a Hex to start things off, not in range. Tims doesn't get there in time. Gabby will count his lucky stars. He gets away from this, and this was meant to be, a pick-off into Roshan or a pick-off into the final tier 2 mid. This was the smoke of all smoke, so they go for it again. They know that while they're in this Radiant side of the map, they need to get something done. Yeah, don't leave your boots on the floor, Kevs. That's not good.
Maybe he was baiting.
Baiting the boots. Off the high ground they go. It's a great indication that the 243 has to purify himself and repel as well. But in comes Gabby. Poison Nova's down. In the meantime, the Chain Frost, it gets sent across towards the OD, but Razor's on the low ground, raining lightning up upon high, and Chemo, a few more punches into Abby will find that kill, but Abed, he's got bigger things on his mind. The Timbersaw chased away and out of there, while OD faces 1v2 against the Shadow Shaman, as well as that, the Venomancer. Tim just throws the Serpent Wards down onto the tower and says, yeah, what up? I've lost 4 teammates, I'm gonna get as much done as I can.
Which is not going to be much, as the tower is going to shoot down these waves and will shoot down the Serpent Ward quite quickly, but about half of the HP is down. And you can see that Execration are essentially winning every single team fight without too much of any hassle. Ooh, actually, where the hell is the Dire Creep Wave? That tower is actually going to go down? Where's the Razor been? He's actually not defending tower, he was bottom doing something.
He's farming, dude. Ogre's here. Ogre's here. Okay. 2 hit the wards, it's fine. Fine. But yeah,
they're actually pausing most of it.
The way that fight kind of split up, the initiation was great from Timbersaw, right? In with a double chakram, Evil Whirling Death, the rest of his team follows up the ramp, and then Razor and Bat kind of draw a couple of people over to the west, OD draws people to the northeast, the Chain Frost doesn't bounce onto anyone, and all of a sudden these kind of big AoE closed environment abilities that Rave want to use in a choke point are completely useless. Execration did like an amazing job, but really spreading out, but not spreading out one by one. We often see the delta split where you're like, okay, spread and escape. This was more of a compartmentalize. Have 2 people here, 3 people here. We'll spread the fight into 2 different spots, and we'll be stronger with these little splits.
It helps when your cores have things like Bloodlust on them. They have Yashas, BOTs, they have 4-staffs. When you're spreading and still maintaining in a compartmentalized position like you mentioned, having that extra movement speed really helps. Meanwhile, on the other side, everybody is super slow. I think every single fight, Abed has gotten upwards of 150 damage on his Link, as well as his ultimate, just raining down. I believe last time on Kev's in that fight. I just don't think Rave could win any team fights if it keeps on going like this. Rave had maybe 1 more fight in them. Like, this lineup, if they ever win a fight on the enemy side of the map, they could take a Rex. They have that power. I just don't see them winning those fights.
Abed pops out of his smoke. they need the Shadow Shaman drop down these hexes and shackles and really sort of single target focus someone, get the numbers advantage. But you look at their positioning and then you look at Execration, they're looking to get in onto the Timbersaw, and they've got him with a drag back of the last though. So that's a pretty good team. They're TPing back to this tier 1, but Timber's already dead. DJ finds the final blow. Lich, Venomancer, wait, who's on the backline? Tim's? He's alone. Serpent Roars, but the Hex is down, but it's not going to do a damn thing. The Venomancer up for the front against the back with the Puzzle Crane down DJ, but Scarlet Angel comes in, and down goes the Hammer. OD, he'll clear up house here. One more hit to Abbing, and I think this might just be it. The push has been thwarted. Everything from Rave has been turned back in their face. 7 to 21.
Radiant's top
5 Bloodstone charges on the Timbersaw, and it's a catastrophe. Kept getting chased down further. Flamebreak is down. It won't commit too hard for it. The rest of Execration focusing on creep wave in the tier 1.
Venom cores don't win games, man. I don't know. There is so little they could do in terms of the actual fights.
Radiant's middle tower.
And Execration are winning essentially every single fight. Have they ever actually lost one yet? I don't think so, right?
I don't think they've lost a fight. I really
Yeah.
don't. Like if you open like net worth chart and look for like all the sort of dots at the bottom, it's always
there's
1 for 3 or 1 for 4 or Dire are always out killing Rave.
Right. And the Venomancer in particular in these fights, he's actually useless. Chemo already has pipe, so that ultimate essentially is doing no damage. Of course, you have to do it through a Omni-Knight heal as well. So that's a useless hero. Lich in particular is a pretty useless hero as well. Like, he got off a good Chain Frost in that fight, but his Frost Armor is somewhat lackluster. Or, sorry, I mean, like the Frost Armors themselves aren't doing enough. So then you have 2 useless hero. The Shadow Shaman has to, like, every fight he has to quickly decide, okay, am I saving my wards for the fight or am I saving it for the push? And it feels like without dropping his wards, they don't have enough damage. But if you do drop the wards, even if you win the fight, you don't push that fast after the fight. So they have a lot of trouble.
A lot of problems for them. I mean, Venomancer is good if you can have... Oh dear. Shadow Shaman, the big key target, dragged into the fire. The Chain Frost is being held by the Lich. Not going to throw it just yet. And Tim's being healed actually by the Pugna. That drain. And he's back into the Shadow Shaman. Just need a few more touches into him, but there's nothing to stop him from TPing out. Execration allow a freebie to go away, but in the meantime, Abed has like made his way up to tier 3 bottom. That tower's down to 470 HP.
Alright, that's a bad sign for a pushing lineup when your tier 3s is lower HP than their tier 3s. In fact, Vi Solo gonna get picked by Abed as he's played a Genting Razor. There you go.
Abed hasn't died this game. 907. Just want to point that out. He has literally not died. But Venomancer, maybe you need to turn Lenvy on your team to play Alchemist and buy an Aghanim Scepter for this hero to actually be worthwhile. Back in the good old days.
Radiant's middle tower.
You know how, like, last game we saw tiny mistake made against Alchemist and the game was over? When you play these kind of pushing lineups, you can't make any tiny mistakes. Like getting the tower deny, for example, those kind of tiny mistakes. Going for Roche, well, this team hasn't even gone for it, but protecting your mid from ganks, things of that nature, because you're playing on such a fine margin. And the cheese strat is not working out.
It is melting. And you look at the value on the map being gained by Execration. Top lane, Dire jungle, mid, Radiant jungle, bot lane. Every feasible area that can be farmed is being farmed by them. While Rave are sort of like, well, we'll clear up mess, I guess. We'll get sloppy seconds on these creep waves as they come in towards our tier 2s and tier 3s. It's just not as efficient though. And when you're a pushing lineup playing defensively on your side of the map, you're just not executing. Like, you cannot execute. It's not their fault at this point that they're not executing. Right now. It's just the way this game has kind of gone.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in a position like this, you just tell your team, look, all right, we Plan A's gone. Plan A's been long gone. In fact, DJ maybe getting ganked. He's got 4 staff drums. He's fine. You'll walk it off. So then you can tell your team, look, maybe we play for 60 more minutes, okay? We all farm hexes, and then we go for the mad ultra late game. But here's the problem: none of your heroes actually scale. Like, what the hell is this Lich scale to? Nothing.
Dagon Refresher Octarine or something. I don't know.
Lich just gotta be like the most terrible hero to play in a late game. Like, it just doesn't do much.
He becomes a TP canceller.
I mean, I guess.
That's pretty much what he becomes. Chain Frost to cancel TPs. They look at Midas
Lich
Omni.
Lich is actually a centerpiece of one of this cheesy strat I had when I was doing random drafting for Battle Cup. I would draft Treant, Lich, and Ogre, and it'd just be like defense the Ancient, the Ultra Hard mode for the enemy team to push. That's what he's good for, but that's it.
So your actual draft and game plan would be draw the game out as long as you could and see if the enemy can actually finish?
No. I would pick 2 like ultra late game carry, right?
Okay.
And then you have 3 guys to protect your towers. And honestly, having living armor, frost armor, as well as bone loss on your towers is pretty legit.
Oh god.
There's not much your enemy team can do about it.
Did you win?
Tower is under attack.
Yes. The first time I did it, I forgot to ban Centaur.
Ah.
And they just picked Centaur, they're like, oh fuck. Right, our tower is actually just killing itself. But when you do ban Centaur, strat is okay. In my what do you call it? Level 2 Battle Cup.
Level 2?
Radiant's middle tower
I
has
mean,
fallen.
Kappa.
You must be like I'm tier 7 Battle Cup.
Yeah, I'm just joking about level 2 Battle Cup, but
Oh Lumi. Oh, well, I actually don't understand why I'm 5k and I'm tier 7. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. And all the people I play with are like 4k MMR. Like last night we played Battle Cup and we got a shit on in game 1 because all my friends are like 3k.
how'd you play Battle Cup last time? We were casting. I was sad that I couldn't play Battle Cup.
European Battle Cup.
Oh right, god damn it.
Yeah.
God damn it, C Battle Cup.
See.
Radiant's
I mean, there's NA Battle. I mean, NA Battle Cup might start when you wake up. I don't know how time zones
Yeah,
work with that.
I actually play more NA Battle Cup than C ones, but then I have to play with like 150 ping. Anyways, this game it's not really going in. Oh my god,
good
there's
war
more
trap. Yeah, got him.
Oh wait.
The trouble is, Shadow Shaman's dead. Abed will finally fall. Chain Frost as well as Abed comes in, but 343 arrives with the Bloodlust and the movement speed onto the Venomancer. He repels the Veno. Oh god.
Radiant's middle
Why?
tower is under
What? What are you doing? He cancels the TP, turns the fight. Okay, Odie arrives, slams him a few times with the orb, just open water. Doing a decent amount of damage here with the poison over his mouth. Chakram's WCH slides into chemo, slows him down, and Kev's arrives. There's the Astral to save up the Ogre. I have no fucking idea what has happened in this fight, but everyone is being an idiot. Except Gabby.
If I didn't know better, I thought this was a bucket that we're just casually watching. Maybe that's a little bit mean to say, but a lot of these fights are very chaotic by nature. Reminds me of pumpkins.
But repelling Veno, and then Veno can't Veno cancels his TP because the rest of his team's coming in. Thinks okay, we can fight this.
I think he misclicked with the Venom repel, which
What do you think he meant to do instead? He has no other castable abilities.
Was an ogre next to him or something? Like
No.
Maybe he tried to repel ogre. I don't know.
Interesting stuff.
It always triggers me that Dota allows you to repel enemies, because there's very few scenarios that you will ever want to repel your enemies, and that is not one of them.
Get rid of Iron Shell and
Yeah.
you can't.
It's actually
get rid of
good
DD
against
still?
Darkseer. Sorry?
Can you get rid of DD still?
No. You used to be able to. Now you can't.
Okay.
It's actually really good against Darkseer in the lane where, when you're killing him and he surges away, if you repel him before he surge, he can't actually target himself with surge.
Ooh.
At least you can't used to anymore. I don't know if now they buff surge such that you could do it through BKB. Anyways, I bet getting war trap again.
Oh. Yeah, okay. It looks like for now. Dual Scepter up, WHGH has got another chain and Chakram to throw the bottle, not enough to keep Razor alive, and Execration flipping up a little bit here, giving away unnecessary deaths. Over to Rave. Again, another nice gold swing.
Yeah, I'm sorry for counting Rave out. I thought this game was over. That's why I'm talking about Tree and Lich strats, but the game isn't. Look at Rasta's items. Got Blink Axe Fuels. Axe wards on towers? This is no joke.
Honestly, I think Rave might have been in the same mindset. Sorry, Execration might have been in the same mindset as you, thinking, right, we've stopped their push, we're doing well, we're 15,000 net worth lead, 20k experience lead, we've got all the items that we want. This game is kind of ours and in the bag, but DJ, he's going to go in 1v5 with a DKB. No force staff to drag the Timber Sword back into battle. They've got the Ogre to slow this one down a little bit more, but Tim's, he's got the OD in his sight. He's got a Hex and a heal Scepter on himself to, again, stop the OD from doing too much to him. Tim's always getting slammed, but the Gabby drops the hammer. The big eclipse down onto them and fly solo. A couple more slams in here from OD will clear him up, and Execration, there we go, without the Razor, clear up a number of Rave heroes.
They need a diffusal plate. Because that repel is just wrecking them. It's making Tim's job so hard. He's constantly looking to lock down the OD, but he can't.
For them, and now Chemo, he buys himself a Morbid Mask, as you do, as an Ogre. Full Hex done for OD on top of Blink, Hurricane Pike. He's jumped himself up to the top of the net worth board as well, seeing as Ed has died, you know, twice now. I've realised that's why he's died. I said that he hadn't died this game and he was 907, and then he died twice in a row just to prove me wrong.
No, he has gotten, in my opinion, the best item that he could get in this kind of game. You just get Ags. The defense of Rave is going to be pretty annoying with that Frost Armor on the tower, but Ags just kind of chop through all of that. Don't care too much.
I bet I'm up to the high ground. In comes Gabby. I'm sure to slow things up. Kevs unable to get up into the front lines. They've got the BKB back. Lasso. Good decrep keeps the Timber alive. Does the Guardian Angel from Execration stuff watered down, but they're already going to lose one who's hexed by the OD. And this Gabby Outlaw Devourer just chooses target after target. One, looks for two. Twice solo, not going to die just yet because they have to switch back and keep the rest of the guys alive. And look for these objectives. And Plague Wards are being dropped slowly but surely, filtering through, but Venomancer is now dead and they don't have it anymore. And just look at the OD, he kills off another one, a triple kill, looks for an ultra. Good game called. Where's the Rampage? No, you're suicided! Gabby wanted the full 5. Execration will take number 1.
88 ints at the end of that fight. Oh my god. Alright, that was a clowning game. Even though it didn't work, I really like the fact that Rave tried it. It's very different. It's very hard to execute well these kind of lineups because again, you make one mistake, just one mistake, and